Hello, my cookies, and welcome. Welcome to Russell Cooks. Today, I'm going to be making cast iron skillet brownie. So I'm going to be using the Breeo pizza oven right here. I love this thing. It's extremely versatile. You can do so much with it. I've done pizzas, I've done naan, I've done tandoori chicken. Today, I'm going to be doing some desserts. So as the fire starts to die down, you've cooked your chicken, you've cooked your pizzas, you've eaten your fill, the fire's dying down, it's starting to cool a little bit. You got the built-in thermometer here. It's starting to cool a little bit. Perfect time just to whip up a quick dessert. And then, get the pizza oven off, put some more wood on, enjoy. All right, so it's starting to drop. It's just below 500 degrees right now, which is, I want to get it, 300 to 400 is probably perfect. So we're right there. So now that we know what we're doing, let's gather our ingredients. We're going to be starting with the brownie. So I have a enameled cast iron Le Creuset skillet. This is about 10 inches in diameter. It's perfect. 10-inch diameter cast iron skillet is great for this recipe. Couple eggs, oil, canola oil, just vegetable oil is great. Dutch processed cocoa powder here, salt, dark brown sugar. You can also use light brown sugar. Chocolate chips, butter, vanilla extract. If you know me, and you know I like my vanilla extract, so I'm going to be using lots of that. Baking soda, baking powder, AP flour. So now that we've got our ingredients and we know what we're doing, let's get started. You're going to start with 1 cup AP flour. We're going to do our dry ingredients together. Dutch processed cocoa. Quarter teaspoon baking soda. I'd say I have kosher. If you use table, maybe have it. But let's do about half a teaspoon kosher salt. Maybe a teeny bit more. Just whisk this together. Sugar is both a dry and liquid ingredient, but for this sake, this purpose, it's going to be liquid. I'm going to be using dark brown sugar. I like the molassesy kick that it gives. Light brown's fine. I want about 3/4 of a cup packed brown sugar here, dark brown. What's the difference between kosher and table salt? Size. Kosher salt's going to be a little bit bigger, and it's really good for seasoning meat and like curing and like pulling out liquid and brining. Table salt's better for baking. It just is. It's smaller. It'll dissolve more evenly. Next up, we're going to be doing 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil here. 1 egg. Oh, we're not quite done here. I love my vanilla anywhere between a teaspoon and a tablespoon. I'm going to do a tablespoon. Whisk this up. Now it's time. This is so simple. Just throw it together. Look, my oven's right at 400 degrees. Perfect. So what I'm going to do, actually, before I mix these, I'm going to take about 6 tablespoons of butter. Put it in my cast iron skillet. It's my 10-inch. All 6 tablespoons are just going to melt in the oven right here. Look at this. We got our melted butter. Got a teeny bit of browning going on. I like that. All right. I'm just going to let it sit here, put it on my countertop just for a second or two. Just chill out. Just stop the bubbling. Now, because I don't want to cook eggs, I'm going to whisk this while I'm going to add from a little bit up high. So this should cool it down. And I'm not going to wipe out my skillet. I'm going to leave it. It's now greased. Perfect. Let's finish up our brownie. Now, typically, I like to add wet to dry. But in this particular case, we are adding dry to wet. Let's just mix it up, fold it in. We're not done. We got to add the chocolate chips. Let's do 1/2 cup. Let's get this in. Can you guys see this? Can you see this gloriousness right here? We're going to take the brownie mixture here. It's a little bit thick. That's okay. I'm just going to put it into the skillet. Now press it around. Now you see how it's sliding? That's perfect. It's not going to stick. That's because we got that butter in there. Stick it in. I'm right around 400 degrees. That's the top end of my range. I'd prefer it closer down to 375, but this should be perfect. I'm going to cook for about 15 minutes. I'm going to try and rotate about halfway through. So I'm going to try and put the handle as far this way, and then when I rotate it, I'll do the handle as far that way. Here we go. That's it. So I'll say with this recipe, let's go 12 to 15 minutes. It's been about 12 minutes. Just gonna poke it in the middle. Typically do it with a skewer, but the fact that this came out pretty clean means we're done. I'm just gonna set it back here to cool a little bit. I'm gonna use my spoon to cut out just a little wedge here. Use a knife. Use a knife if you want. Let's see it come out. Oh my, it's still warm. The cast iron is still warm. What is that? Oh yeah, chocolate chip. I forgot to put chocolate chips in it. I was like, wait a second. What's that lump of brown in there? Look at this. Oh, this is so good. Oh, it's warm, guys. It's still warm. Oh my God. You hear that? Crisp. We got a nice little crackle topping. The bottom, not burnt, but it has kind of like that edge consistency, so you get a little bit of chew. The middle, perfect level. If it was any less cooked, it would kind of turn back into batter in my mouth. It's not doing that. It's not goopy. It's soft, but there's still a teeny bit of brownie texture there. And then between the crackle topping and then the cooked edge bottom, super chocolatey too. We got those two different layers. You need a bite of chocolate chip to really amp up that chocolatiness, but between the Dutch cocoa and the chocolate chips, you're Gucci. And the stronger, the darker the chocolate chips, the more potent that will be. So that was cast iron skillet brownie that I cooked in my Breeo wood-fired pizza oven. If you like what you saw, don't forget to check me out on Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. The best way to support this channel for free is just subscribe to my YouTube. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. If you like any of this stuff I'm using, I have a whole bunch of affiliate links down below. It's just stuff that I enjoy. It's only stuff there. I don't put garbage on there. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.